Attention passionate Atlanta, Falcons fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC South and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Atlanta Falcons' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Atlanta Falcons fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Atlanta, FALCONS, FANS. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you is a potential game changer for the Falcons and the NFC South. Rumors are swirling around a blockbuster trade that could shake things up in a major way. We're talking about Ja'Marr Chase, the explosive wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals, potentially crossing divisional lines to join Atlanta. Yeah, you heard that right. The same Chase who's been making highlight reels since he entered the league in 2021, with his incredible speed, big play ability, and knack for creating mismatches, might be heading to Atlanta in what could be one of the most impactful trades of the season. Let's set the scene. The Bengals, currently sitting at 5-9 in 2025, are in full-blown rebuild mode. After a rough start and a slump that really hit their offense, Cincinnati is looking to reset. Their offense has been struggling to hit the 24 points per game mark, and with Joe Burrow still recovering from injuries and the team facing cap constraints, about $16 million under the cap, they're under pressure to make tough decisions. Sources close to the league whisper that the Bengals are open to trading Chase for a package that includes a first-round pick and a third-round pick in the 2026 draft. Why? Because they need to rebuild their defense, especially along the defensive line, and acquire young talent to help them bounce back in the future. From the Falcons' perspective, this could be an absolute game changer. Imagine pairing Chase with Drake London. That duo would be a nightmare for defenses. Chase's ability to stretch the field and make contested catches would perfectly complement London's route running and physicality. Their combined threat would open up a lot for Atlanta's offense, especially for a passing attack that's been trying to find consistency all season. And don't forget, with Desmond Ridder at quarterback, adding a receiver like Chase could elevate the entire offensive scheme, pushing the Falcons from a decent unit into a top-tier threat. Now, let's talk specifics. Chase's 2025 stats are eye-popping. He's caught 82 passes in 14 games, totaling 280 yards and 10 touchdowns. That's an average of 6 yards per reception, ranking him among the best in the league. His PFF receiving grade is sitting at a solid 92, and his yards per route run are elite at 3.2. Chase is a big play machine, forced 32 missed tackles and amassed over 600 yards after the catch. His ability to create yards after the catch is what makes him a true threat, and he's done this while fighting through injuries, missing only one game in 2025 due to a shoulder injury, contrasting with a hamstring issue that kept him out 4 games last season. His career totals since 2021 are impressive. Over 200 yards and 42 touchdowns on 312 receptions. His EPA per target stands at plus 0.17, which is quite strong, indicating he's a high-impact player every time he's on the field. Just recently in Week 11 against the Steelers, Chase caught 9 passes for 152 yards and 2 touchdowns, showcasing his ability to take over games. His deep threat capability is undeniable, with an average separation of 2.9 yards, which allows him to stretch defenses vertically and create mismatches against linebackers and safeties. Cincinnati's motivation to trade Chase isn't just about cap space or rebuilding, though those are significant factors. The Bengals are also facing some internal tension, as Diana Rossini reported, with Chase apparently requesting a trade through his agent. The team needs to free up cap space to extend the contracts of key players like T. Higgins and to shore up their weak secondary, which has allowed 30 touchdowns this season. They're also in dire need of draft capital to help accelerate their rebuild, especially along the defensive line. The trade would give Cincinnati the young, explosive receiver they need to help hurt defenses now, while acquiring additional picks to help rebuild faster. But for Atlanta, this is a golden opportunity. Chase's arrival would transform the passing game overnight. Picture him running routes alongside Pitts. What a dynamic duo that would be. The Falcons would see a boost in their passing yards per game, jumping from around 218 to nearly 283, according to PFF projections. Red zone efficiency would improve as well, with touchdowns jumping from roughly 52% to about 66%. That's a significant upgrade. Chase's ability to work the contested catch with a 64% contested catch rate would give Atlanta an added dimension in the red zone and on third downs. Adding Chase would also have a ripple effect. Defenses would have to dedicate more resources to covering him deep, freeing up more space underneath for Bijan Robinson and London. This would make the Falcons' offense more explosive and unpredictable, increasing their chances to push for a playoff spot and perhaps even a deep run into the postseason. With Chase, the Falcons' offense could see a roughly plus 21% increase in EPA, making them a more potent threat against any defense they face, especially in critical matchups like against the Saints, whose secondary has allowed 28 touchdowns this season. Looking at the bigger picture, this move would send shockwaves through the NFC South. The Falcons, with Chase on board, could emerge as serious contenders, elevating their Super Bowl odds from plus 8,000 to around plus 3,500, according to DraftKings as of December 21, 2025. That's a huge jump, turning Atlanta into a real dark horse in the NFC. Chase's presence as an X-factor could boost their playoff chances from 30% to an impressive 60%, especially with his ability to dominate deep passes, similar to what we saw with Stefon Diggs during his time with the Bills. His addition would make Atlanta's offense a nightmare for defenses, and it would put serious pressure on rivals like the Buccaneers, where Evans's EPA per target is 0. 19, and they'd have to step up to contain this new explosive threat. Ultimately, this trade could pivot the Falcons from a team on the rise into legitimate contenders. It's reminiscent of the 90s Cowboys, who revolutionized the game with a high-powered, dynamic offense. The idea of adding Chase to a core that already includes Pitts, Bijan, and Ritter is tantalizing. It's a move that would send shockwaves through the league, elevating Atlanta's status and perhaps helping them chase that elusive Lombardi trophy in the coming years. Of course, there are skeptics. Cincinnati is in a tough spot, and losing Chase would be a blow, but the potential for a rebuild with multiple high draft picks and cap space makes this a fascinating scenario. As we watch this story unfold, it's clear that the Falcons could be at the center of one of the most exciting trades in recent memory. The possibility of Chase donning the red and black isn't just wishful thinking. It's something that could truly redefine the franchise's future and shake up the NFC South in a way we haven't seen in years. So, Falcons fans, stay tuned because everything points to a wild ride ahead, and this could be the move that takes us all the way to Super Bowl glory. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Atlanta Falcons news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Atlanta Falcons fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Atlanta Falcons. Do you think Chase would be the perfect addition to push us into playoff contention and beyond? Or do you believe Cincinnati would be making a mistake letting him go? Either way, this is one of those scenarios that get fans fired up and dreaming big. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Atlanta Falcons news. Let's keep the passion alive, and who knows, maybe soon enough we'll be talking about Chase helping us hoist that Lombardi again. Go Falcons!